In this video, we begin our final section of this course, where we demonstrate different musical genres. We're using various compositional techniques to create music in specific styles. It's basically what media composers are asked to do when they're hired for a project. Imagine you've been hired to write music for a film, and the director and producer want retro crime music, like Hollywood music from the 1960s and 70s. So let's look at example 511. This is what we came up with. We'll play it first and then break it down. We went for a jazz-infused score for this genre. We're using a drum set, upright bass, a brass section, some winds, and some strings. We also have a vibraphone. Even though we didn't write out the drum part, the drums are playing swing 16th notes. 1 EN to 2 EN to 3 EN to 4 EN, etc. We wanted the harmony to sound kind of sophisticated, so we're using a new technique called a 12-tone row. If you're not familiar, here's what that is. We see 12-tone rows in 20th century Western classical music. The idea is you write a melody, or a row, that uses all 12 notes of the chromatic scale. The goal is that you use each note only once, and you play the entire row all the way through before you repeat any notes. Here's the 12-tone row that we made for this piece. So that is all 12 notes, and each note is used only once. This gives us a very different sound than a traditional major or minor scale. Let's turn back to our piece to see how we're using this 12-tone row. We can break things down into 2 or 3 musical elements. First off, we have a couple ostinato patterns. We have upright bass playing this 2-bar phrase. And that repeats throughout. It seems like we're in the key of E. Plus, our key signature is E minor. We also have this other ostinato pattern in trombones, which complements the bass line. So if I try to play those together, we get this. So that's kind of cool, and it clearly sounds like E minor. By the way, we would also call this modal writing. We're staying on E minor throughout, and we're not using any dominant tonic type chord progressions. Now, superimposed over that, we have this melody in the horns, and doubled by trumpets and violins. So this is the start of our 12-tone row. I'll play the whole row now. And notice at the end, B is sustained, and then trumpets 3 and 4 join in to play the last 2 notes of the row, C and E flat. Our melody jumps around and changes octaves, but that's totally fine in 12-tone music. So we're combining the sound of tonal music, E minor, and 12-tone rows, which is usually more atonal. In other words, sounding like it's not really in a key. And when we combine both approaches, I think we get a cool, sophisticated kind of sound. We end up playing all of the notes outside of E minor.